Good morning and welcome everybody here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here with the episode we do at the beginning of each week, which is called This Week. And this is episode 98, so we're getting close to 100. I may do something special for the 100th episode. I'm not quite sure what that'll be yet, but that could possibly be something I'm doing. So what this episode is it just basically talks about the content for the channel for the week that's coming up. So in this case, it starts on Sunday the 23rd and it goes to Saturday the 29th of June already, really. Also, sometimes I talk about the past a bit. Sometimes I go into the future, what's coming up beyond the week. And in this case today, we're going to be doing both of those things. So first of all, we'll start off by talking a little bit about the past. So I had a couple of episodes last week or a couple of situations last week that required a bit of an explanation. So I did do the fourth, I believe it was the fourth episode of the mini-series we've been doing called Alternate Universes Return. And I recorded it and uploaded it, but for whatever reason, and I'm not really sure what happened, but it didn't go up, and I didn't notice it right away. And when I did finally notice it, it was already mid-afternoon. I think it might have been afternoon, like 12 after 12. So I had to do a re-record of it and a re-drop of it out there. So I do apologize for that. That wasn't, and definitely wasn't intentional. I'm not quite sure what happened. However, the episode did get put out there, and I hope people get a chance to watch it. The other thing about the past is that the Rammstein metal episode, which was supposed to go, I guess, 2 Saturdays ago now, was supposed to come out again last night. I didn't do it. I still don't feel 100% prepared for this. I've been listening to their stuff, but I don't feel like it's organized to the level that I want to present it. So I'm going to take one more week and try to do it this Saturday for sure. That's the plan. This is a different type of metal band than I'm used to, but definitely it's been a harder listen to because it's hard to find the stuff because they're not North American or even British. Actually, they're German. So it's been taking a bit of time to find the stuff I want to listen to and play it. So, but anyways, it is coming along. Hopefully we'll be able to drop that on you next Saturday at 11 o'clock, which is normally when metal and exploring the prog universe usually come. So having said that, that's basically the past stuff that's been going on. So I'm going to be working now on this week. So the first episode that usually comes out after this episode is two musical commonalities compared. This is a show that I do with Ben. I think it's one of 3 now that we do together. So anyways, this one is he picks 2 musical commonalities. You know, they could be drummers, could be guitar players, maybe they are singers, maybe they are rock bands, or they could be a couple of albums, but they have something in common, something that links them together. And he's given me some absolutely incredible stuff so far, and it's not going to be any less today because we're going to be doing the 2 vocalists that helped keep AC/DC at the top of the realm, and we are talking about, of course, the original vocalist Bon Scott and his replacement Brian Johnson, about what's common about them and what's different about them as well. So we'll be doing that for 2 music commonalities compared tonight at 8 o'clock. So then we move to the next show in the chronology of this series of episodes, which is Monday night at 8 o'clock. It's the look back at a classic rock album. This is probably the first real show that I did for this channel, and it's continued through unabated through the entire time. Today we are going to be doing this, not today, Monday we're going to be doing this album, Judas Priest, Stained Class. Absolutely love this album. I'm looking forward to talking about it tomorrow, Monday night at 8 o'clock on Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. So that is the Monday night show. So Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, we will be doing the second installment of the mini-series that Ben has put together. And I am doing this. Well, I'm actually doing it, but he came up with the idea. I liked it. I think it's an excellent idea. We're calling the series Decades, and there will be 6 installments of this mini-series. The first episode we did 2 weeks ago, so it's going every bi-weekly, alternating with another series. Well, it's not really a series, another show that we do. But Decades this week will be my 10 favorite albums from the 1970s. The first episode we did, of course, was my 10 favorite albums from the 1960s. This one will be absolutely killer to do because almost all my favorite albums come from the 1970s. So I'm going to have to weasel out some of these and get to the bottom of it. And so we'll be doing Decades this week on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. The next episode that comes out is probably the most popular show on the channel, which is called Favorites. Now, last week we did my 10 favorite rock trios, which the idea had come from Jack from CD Cave. I was pleased with it. I think it went well. I missed a couple of bands that maybe I should have included in at least the honorable mentions, but completely missed them for some reason. I will mention both today. One of them was the James Gang, who a guy brought it up. I have listened to these guys. I'm not really a huge fan of theirs. I don't dislike their stuff, but I think it's important to mention them so they get the other. The other one was the Canadian band, and I'm sorry that I brought this up because I am just drawing an absolute blank on the name of this band at the moment, and maybe it'll come to me later in the show. Anyways, the next show that we normally do here Wednesday night at 8 o'clock is called Favorites. I actually did say this. And so what we're going to do this week, because last week we did a 10, I think the week before we did a 25 too, but we're going back to the 25 again. This is going to be another set list. This will be the third one I've done in the past, I think 5 weeks. I did do a 5 and I did a 10. Now we're going to do another 25. I may take a break on it after this, but we're going to do the 25 song set list from Pink Floyd. This will be difficult because Pink Floyd has some lengthy stuff that I would like to include, but I may not be able to include it all. Can't expect a band to play 3-hour concerts, right? Although unless they're Rush, and then it's possible, right? So Pink Floyd's 25 song set list will be what I do this week. Yep, this band here. This album I don't listen to much, but I do like the cover. So Pink Floyd. So next up, we are going to do ranking the songs off an album. That comes out on Thursday at 8 o'clock. I've chosen an album that I quite love everything on this album, so this will be an easy album for me to listen to again. The ranking part might be very tough though, because there's a lot of stuff on this I like. BTO's Not Fragile. I think this is their best album. Definitely, this is one of my favorite albums. It's a masterpiece in my collection. I love it. I think it's going to be an interesting ranking. I think it's going to be pretty tough as well. So that's what we're doing for ranking the songs on an album on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. On Friday night at 8 o'clock, we're back to another series that I do with Ben. This is the third one. So this week we're doing Decades, two commonalities compared, 2 musical commonalities compared. Sorry, I'm getting all tongue-tied here. Decades, and then of course ranking the albums, which is the other show he gives me. So what happens on this show is he gives me 4 albums from his vast collection. I listen to them and then rank them according to how I like them, with the number 1 ranking going on to the semifinals. We'll be having 2 semifinals and then a finals. This is the 7th episode, so we will be, after this we'll have 1 more week and then we'll start the the semifinals after that. So the groups he's given me is the... I'm going to put my glasses here. They are. He's given me 4 bands. I'm just going to tell you who they are right now. It'll be the Edgar Broughton Band, Pat Travers, Fido, which I believe is a French band, and then Led Zeppelin will be the other band. And hopefully you'll get to watch that episode and see who I pick as the number 1. Next up is What's New, comes out Saturday at 8 o'clock. This week we're not doing an album. We've got to that point where I want to do a top 10 albums of the first half of the year. So my 10 favorite albums that I've done What's New episodes on so far this year. This might be a little tough. I think I know who the top 3 or 4 is going to be, but the bottom, maybe 5 to 10, that could be just about anybody, right? But anyways, I'm going to look them over and decide which ones should I put in this list for the week. And that is going to be Saturday at 8 o'clock. Coming Saturday at 11 o'clock, hopefully this week, will be Ramsteed in an episode of Metal. So that's it for the weekly stuff. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the July series that I'm going to be running. There won't be a mini series this week. We're going to start a daily series next month. So I'll be picking my top 31 albums that introduced me to the bands. It's not necessarily their debut. Some of the bands I was introduced by maybe their 4th studio album, or maybe it was a live album that introduced me. But I'm going to pick my 31 favorite introduction albums to these bands. And I'm hoping this will be interesting. I'm not even sure really what albums I'm going to pick. I'm going to make a list of them, and then I will weasel out the ones and then talk about and I'm going to give them in chronological order of how I like them, or I should say in ranking order of how I like them. So the album that comes out on the 30th or the first day of the month will be my 31st favorite album. I'm gonna try and do that this time. I don't normally do it. Sometimes I just do them randomly, but I think I want to do it that way this time. So that's what we're going to do for July series, top 31 albums that introduced me to these bands. What else is coming up? Well, I'm still working on a couple of mini-series. I'm not sure when they're going to come out, though. The one that I've been working on one for about 2 or 3 months now, trying to get it to a point where I feel comfortable to release it. And that's my 1950s one, and entitled These Are the Artists That Brought This Stuff to the Table, kind of speaking, like put rock on the map, if you like. And so we'll be doing that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of this week. This will come out probably a little bit later than normal today because of I was having to do a couple things of a personal nature, so I wasn't able to get to it till now. But hopefully we'll have it out no later than maybe 1 o'clock. So have yourself a good day and a good evening. Take care and talk to you later, and goodbye.